morning, everybody. Joanna here. We're outside. Sun is shining. Good weather here in my backyard. We have bamboo. We're underneath a mango tree. There's no mangoes on it right now, but usually there are mangoes. We're gonna start work on that African outfit, dress, right? So we're gonna celebrate the emancipation of African Slavery Day, the 1st of August in Trinidad and Tobago, and this is gonna be my dress. Now, some of you have been asking how to make a dress with non-stretch fabric. We're gonna kill two birds with one stone. My dress is just gonna be slightly different. It's a different variation, but all the same. I took a dress that I really liked, and I did the outline of it, and I did it like 4 inches above my knee because I'm gonna add a skirt part to it. And if it is you gonna cut a normal dress, you would measure your armhole, or you would trace out your armhole from another dress that you have, non-stretch dress. Always leave seam allowance. Better you cut it big than to cut it too small. I always say so. So if you look how I cut my armhole, it's going on the side, but a normal armhole, if you look carefully, I have yellow tailor's chalk. Always make sure you have tailor's chalk, even if you don't know how to cut a proper pattern. And here's where you're gonna cut out your normal armhole and your neck hole, and you measure your shoulder, right? I am not gonna cut it out though. I'm gonna make mine just as how you would make a peasant top, right? And what I did is I took my tape and I measured around my shoulders. I measured around my shoulders here, and it has to be snug. This is gonna fit really snug. I think this is like 45 inches should be good. And you give yourself a 1/4 inch right around for seam allowance to make sure it's either too big, so you could still stitch it together. Don't cut it exact 45, right? So one of my part, the front part, is going to be 22, at least that's for me, plus, and it will include my sleeves, 22.5, including and it will include the sleeves on one side, right? And measure out your sleeve, how big you want it, how long you want it. Mine is gonna go like mid to my elbow here, and I just slant out my sleeves here, and I made a little, because the top of your sleeve and the bottom of your sleeve sort of looks the same, I just made a indent and a mark so that I would know which one I'm not supposed to sew, because there are times when I do real craziness and I still sew my sleeves in the wrong direction when making this type of dress. Okay, so this is the front part. For your back, I had posted a video from somebody else's site how to insert a zipper. I had inserted mine, and somebody had asked how to sew a dress with non-stretch fabric, and I'm gonna show her how you use a dart to get the shape in your back. Okay, so what I did is I had already sewn the darts to save time. I measured like 2 inches below where my armhole had finished. Put a mark there. And I measured 6 inches in, and I put a mark there, and I make a T. Okay? Then I measured like 8 inches down. That will give me at the small of my waist. Your waist might be different, so when you look at how you shape your fabric, you would know where you want your dart to fall. Mine is falling at 8, and you make an upside down T. And what you do when you go on your machine to sew, you make a semicircle connecting one T to the other T. So if you look carefully, you will see I made a semicircle here. And that's my dart, and you do the same thing for the other side. So let's connect the sleeves and see where we go from there. Okay, so let's connect the sleeves.
Daddy, come.
Okay, very good. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna open one of your sleeves, put it right side together. This is gonna look really funny, so you know, so just have to more or less take your time. This happens all the time. So so one side of your sleeve to one side of your dress, and then you take the back part of your dress, put it against the front part, and then you sew the other part of your dress. Right? And you do that both sides of your dress, and when you're finished doing that, you connect I'm gonna just show you because it's gonna take me a while to sew it, so I'm gonna come back and show you part 2 of the video. Alright, I'm gonna sew this part. Right, so when you finish sewing this part together, you open your sleeve and you're gonna sew from under your sleeve straight down your dress, opposite of how you would usually sew a different type of sleeve. Straight down your dress, straight down the seams of your dress. You do that both sides, and I'll come back and show you how to do the other part where we cut the skirt and we add the skirt onto the dress, and then you'll see real fabulousness. And then I'll have to dress up and put on my headpiece and all that. So I'll be back in a little while for part 2.